strategy. Observe and act.
Can you hear me?
Second, our work
Yes, I
on
can
the
hear you,
first
yeah.
major equality
Amazing,
law,
amazing.
led by
Okay.
Catherine
No,
We'll get
sorry.
started in a minute. Thank you so
implementation.
much for being here.
Welcome to AI on Us, the International Executive Summit on Responsible AI. Did you know that the companies that implement responsible AI are 20% more productive and 40% more resilient to regulatory risk? And this summit is not just another conference. You'll build, test, and challenge your thinking. The summit transforms AI risk into actionable strategy, gathering public and private leaders alongside internationally renowned institutions, curated by 25 international experts across fields, from law and tech to ethics and psychology. Over 6 months, it emphasizes cross-sector, intergenerational, and global diversity. The results? An exclusive benchmark in responsible AI. Each participant receives a performance-focused AI playbook. The summit offers the perfect setting to rethink AI with clarity, trust, and depth before scaling. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the final session of AI on Us, the culmination of an intense, collaborative, and inspiring journey we've shared over the past few days. Since March 2025, 9 working groups have been researching and drafting new frameworks for responsible AI, and we are extremely grateful for their contribution. They've been building on the AI risk taxonomy developed by MIT Future Tech. Together, this week, we have explored the risks, laws, ethics, and strategic questions that will define how artificial intelligence evolves and how we can collectively shape it. As a reminder, the theme of this edition was centered around asking ourselves how to turn AI risk into performance through ethics, inclusion. And on Tuesday, we opened the executive briefing with part 1 of AI on Us research, examining the systemic risks of AI and the legal framework emerging worldwide. On Wednesday, during the AI on Us Academy, we turned to education, inclusion, and yesterday, finally, we gathered again for the second part of the AI on Us research briefing, focusing on emerging regulatory standards and best practices across 9 different thematics. And we observed insights, received recommendations from experts on how to move from theory to operational excellence. Now, here we are, Friday, October 17th, the final day and the moment we've been building towards. Today, we come together to mark a milestone in this journey with the signature of the Arborus Charter that we are extremely honored to welcome, the first international charter for inclusive ethical AI, supported by leading institutions like the United Nations, President Macron, and recognized during the AI Action Summit in Paris as one of the flagships. Over 150 companies have already signed, and we invite you to join this growing community committed to inclusion, fairness, and accountability in AI. If you are attending live, you will be receiving the signature link directly in the chat. If you are watching the replay on YouTube, you'll find the link in the video description below. It only takes a minute to sign. You just need to upload your company logo and a short description to formalize your commitments. But before we open the signature, I'm truly honored to introduce someone who has guided and inspired this movement from the very beginning, Christina Lungi, the founder of Arborus, the architect of the GIS AI label, Gender Equality, Diversity, European and International Standards for AI, and a recognized global leader in gender equality and corporate ethics. Christina, it's a joy to have you with us again. How are you doing today?
Fine, thank you. Thank you so much, Marianne. I'm so happy to be here with you. So, let we go?
Yeah, sure, absolutely. And I'm dropping the link to the page to sign the charter in the chat. And yes, the stage is yours. And thank you very much again. It's a pleasure to have you here.
Thank you so much, Marianne, and to the AI on Us Summit for giving me this wonderful opportunity to share our vision and our concrete actions in favor of inclusive AI. Thank you for your trust. I am very happy to be and proud to be the marraine of this amazing summit. And a very special thank to the two companies joining us today, The Next Woman and Merlin, who will be signing live the first international charter for an inclusive AI. They will show us in a very real and tangible way what inclusive AI truly means in the world of work, and especially for small and medium companies. During this session, I take you on a short journey. First, I'll share what we mean by inclusive AI and why it matters so deeply. Then I will tell you the story of how I led my organization, Arborus, into this incredible adventure to build a more inclusive digital future. And finally, I invite all of you, companies, institutions, organizations, to get ready to sign the charter live with us. Because together we can make inclusion the art of innovation at work and for a better world. The challenges of inclusive AI really comes down to one essential question. What kind of society do we want to live in? What kind of world are we building for our children? Because when we talk about inclusive AI, we are not talking about technical jargon. We are asking a philosophical, human, and even civilizational question. Will the world shaped by AI be better or worse? That's a question we must answer, and we must do it now because AI moves incredibly fast. AI is changing history. Today, we stand at a crossroad, perhaps for the first time in human history, where humanity is fully aware of its own limits. We face three challenges that are deeply connected. The first one, the climate change, which forces us to find, if they exist, the solution to prevent the announced catastrophe. And we know that AI is not frugal. Second, a social challenge led by feminist movement, followed by other great causes, anti-racism, LGBT+, disability, body image, and more. These movements have brought a new moral vision. They call for a fairer, more inclusive world, one where everyone has a place in all their diversity. And at the root of it all lies a fundamental truth. At birth, each of us is either a girl or a boy. All of us is different from different origins with different abilities. But there is one universal law on this planet, the inequality between women and men. We know the causes, yet we struggle to erase them. Let's be honest. We live in a male-dominated world. Our societies, our systems of power, of governance were built this way. History, literature, science, all mostly written by men. Only recently have we begun to rediscover the forgotten women of history, artists, writers, scientists, philosophers. And the third challenge we have is AI, growing stronger every day. The public truly discovered AI during COVID. During COVID, when we were locked down, technology was our only link to the world, for work, for food, for entertainment, for communication with family, friends, etc. We realized how dependent we had become on algorithms. Since then, AI had entered our lives for good, and its use keeps accelerating. Yes, this acceleration can be scary, but at Arborus, we see it differently. We believe AI represents a historic opportunity to reshape our society, to finally make equality real. I strongly believe that AI must be an accelerator for equality. AI can help us build a shared vision between women and men. It can help us rethink our values, our habits. It can recreate a new framework for more equal and democratic system. This is not a dream, this is a necessity. At Arborus, we believe that equality is the foundation of the new world that is emerging, a true civilizational challenge. But what inclusive AI really mean? This is a real question. The word inclusive itself needs to be defined. According to ChatGPT, yes, I asked, inclusion means, and I quote ChatGPT, integrating all individuals into society, regardless for their social status, origin, gender, or orientation, to guarantee equal opportunities. A great definition. But we can also understand inclusion by looking at its opposite, exclusion. And this is my definition, because according to my point of view, unfortunately, exclusion is what we often find in AI today. The first cases appeared in recruitment algorithms before COVID at Amazon and Google, which excluded women from hiring shortlists. And then at Arborus, we realized the danger for a non-inclusive AI, so an exclusive AI. We realized that AI could destroy in an instant the work we had been doing for equality for 30 years. So, with Orange Group, during the COVID in 2020, we created the first international charter for inclusive AI under the patronage of the French Secretary of State for Digital Affairs and the United Nations Generation Equality. So today, more than 150 companies have signed this charter. And we went further by launching the GIS-AI certification to verify that algorithms across the value chain are truly inclusive. This certification is the first in the world evaluating the human and resource processes using AI. I will now give you some concrete example to better understand what is exclusive AI and so dangerous is to you and to us, of course. So, a facial recognition system that misidentify Black or Asian faces, voice assistants that fail to understand accent or speech impediment, judicial algorithms that overestimate recidivism for Black people and underestimate it for white people, healthcare system giving lower priority to Black patients in US, medical research based on male models that ignore women's physiology, financial system like a Goldman Sachs credit card that gave lower limits to women, and of course, social media platforms amplifying discrimination and hate. Why? Because AI reflects its creators and the data. If that data is biased, and it is, AI will amplify those biases until they become systemic, even violent. And the consequences are very serious. This lack of inclusion deepens exclusion, and so can create frustration, injustice, and mistrust for people. When people lose faith in institutions and democracy, society becomes unstable, and Alicia Schmiel explained so well in Wednesday morning session. Today we know that 70% of people don't trust AI. We are already seeing how AI can be used for manipulation, misinformation, or even state control. It's not science fiction, it's already real in parts of the world today. That's why awareness is so critical. We must understand these issues, stay vigilant, and train ourselves continuously. But Fortunately, there are positive sides. AI isn't just a risk, it's also a tool for progress when used responsibly. I will give you two concrete examples from our Charters Club in real estate. Caroline Denès from Urban Practices shows us how digital technology improves sustainability, optimizing energy use, enhancing transparency, and making buildings more inclusive, gender equality, and comfortable. For Batiger, a housing organization using AI to predict rent payment risk, anticipate tenant needs, managing energy consumption, and managing the issue of equality for disadvantaged families. These are two examples of AI serving both people and the planet. AI must help building the future. Since 2020, I've been personally committed to this cause through 4 key initiatives. The first one is the International Charter for Inclusive AI created with Orange. The second one is the GZI certification integrating inclusivity into equality standard. Third, a pilot project on inclusive coding launched in 2024 and which will be now developed with the Human Hall, a department of research of the University of State of Milan. I am very proud of this. And to continue with concrete action, we created the Charter Signatories Club. Today, it has 3 active working groups, one on cyber harassment, led by Gabriela Belaid, one on inclusive recruitment, led by Jean-Christophe Vidal, General Director of Connexio, and Églantine Tancret, CEO of Taylor River Search. And the last one is Smart City, Smart Building, led by Caroline Denès, with big companies, Banque de France, Keolis, Batiger, and others. And as you said, Marianne, I am very proud to share that our charter and our GZI certification were recognized as France's official contribution at the AI Action Summit in Paris last February. It's a tremendous honor, and even more importantly, it gives us a powerful platform to raise awareness and take action on an international scale. So, the solution exists. Now, how they must be known and implemented, and thank you again to AI on Ed Summit for this opportunity to communicate on these challenges. Of course, we must promote gender diversity in tech, in design, in coding, in governance, but it's not enough. We need a cultural shift, a new way of thinking, a new social contract for the age of AI. To illustrate my point, let's take a look at the 7 principles that guide this charter. First principle is to have gender-balanced team. Second is to have an evaluation of biases. Third is to verify the quality of the data. 4, training for developers to aware them to the inclusive challenges in AI. Awareness is the most important because when you are aware, you can continue. 5, training for decision maker for the same issue. 6, training for suppliers for the same issue. And 7, an ongoing monitoring. Very, very important as awareness. I could talk for hours about inclusive AI, about the charter, our works, the GZI certification, which is much more than a certification. It's a tool for monitoring D&I and AI policies. But now, I'd like to leave the floor to the 2 companies who will be signing the charter today as part of the AI on Us Summit. So, Caroline Brumel-Luis, founder of The Next Woman, and Constantin Guyader, CEO of Merlin. And thank you. So, Constantin and Caroline, you are here?
Yeah, I'm here.
And Caroline?
I'm here.
Okay, Caroline. Hello.
Hello.
So, For the two companies, Caroline and Constantin, I have some questions. Can you briefly describe your company's business? Caroline first, you're a woman, and after Constantin.
Good afternoon. Very happy to be here. Always a very important subject. And to answer the question of Christina, I am a company organizing and promoting women entrepreneurship, especially in the MENA region. Tunisia is one of the focus, and we work on event management focused on women entrepreneurs, to make it a short pitch. Voilà.
Thank you. And you, Constantin?
Hi. Well, first of all, thank you so much, Christina, Marianne, Thomas, for the invitation, the opportunity to speak in front of a very knowledgeable audience. At Merlin, we're pure players in project management. We're developing a project management platform based on known frameworks, concrete experience that integrates what's essentially a virtual project management consultant. He assists you by analyzing emails, meetings, chats, documents, and this allows for automatic updates to platform, increase in documentation knowledge, detection of risk, and suggestion of next actions. Our mission, in one sentence, is to free project leaders from repetitive coordination tasks so they can focus on value-oriented actions and decision-making.
Thank you, Caroline and Constantin. It's very useful what you are doing in two different fields. My second question for you is about the reason why you signed the charter. So, Caroline, can you tell us?
I think it's very logic and it's very needed, because working daily on this question of how to promote women in entrepreneurship, it's already a very large question. And AI being part of our way of working, our way of being, our way of handling, managing, we like to work on to make more visible women engineers. As you said, the coding is very important in the AI, which is maybe something which is in the Arab countries, something which is different towards other continents, because the high number of women engineers in data and AI is quite impressive. So, but it's also something which should be promoted the whole time. And the second thing is that I think that making awareness, as you said also in your speech, awareness is very, very important of the EI and the inclusive EI, which clients and suppliers should work on. So this is one of the reasons to make a kind of a promotion tool of it, because awareness, I think, is the most important step to start with a lot of clients and suppliers. So that is the reason I want to sign, and I signed the chart to help clients and suppliers to sign the chart as well.
Thank you so much. It's very, very important. I know you are a very good ambassador for GIS, and now you will be a good ambassador also for the charter. So thank you, Caroline. And you, Constantin, what are the reasons why you signed this charter?
Well, I fully agree with Caroline on that. It's the logical thing to do. While we are not as philanthropists as Next Woman, at Merlin, we firmly believe that in today's world, AI should empower everyone and not just the 1, 2 loudest voices or the most visible people, which is, let's face it, often the case in traditional management styles. We also believe in a very more pragmatic way that inclusive AI isn't just ethical, it's a very strategic matter. And that's why we're signing this pioneering charter today, because we're convinced, and we're already putting it into practice, that projects succeed when everyone and their diverse perspectives are heard to shape better outcomes. Merlin's AI ensures this very purpose, that insights and decisions reflect the full reality of a team and not just the 1 or 2 most visible, most comfortable people.
Okay, so you will be a very good ambassador in the startup ecosystem. Thank you. So, and AI on a summit also signed this charter, so we are.
Of course.
Yes, of course, Marianne, and thank you so much to trust us and to be an ambassador. And with this session, you prove it. Thank you so much. So I have a third question for you too. How are you going to implement inclusion in your companies? So, Caroline?
Yes,
Again.
The inclusion in our company is absolutely for the moment focused on gender, and we are especially working a lot on diversity supply chain. That means that companies should look into their supply chain, which is most of the time not very diverse on gender basis, but also on all the other parts. We are talking about promoting, we are working on making visible inclusion every time when we can, when we talk about it on our communication. And it is by simple questions and asking about data. And I think when you talk with one person who will talk another person who will talk to another person is something which is very important. The very traditional words to mouth, but it will also be the outreach and communication, helping with the EI tools, talking about inclusion, outreach, communication, awareness. That is how we work on the inclusion.
And you, Constantin?
We're still a small company. We don't have the same kind of problems with inclusion. Our implementation are mostly processed and data-based. I think we would agree to say that project management and globally management is human-centered. That's a key aspect of management. The integrity of a project or of team can be at risk if some signals are ignored, and often we tend to ignore the same signals from the same people. I've always worked against that, and that's why when we built Merlin's AI, it was a no-brainer. We must make no bias and equal treatment for everyone, every opinion, and every data that's inputted. So we make inclusion real through diverse training data, which is one of the big ones, human oversight every time, and transparent reasoning behind every recommendation the model makes. That's the main key point to ensure fairness and trust in every decision. And to give back to Cesar, the 7 principles of the Charter have helped us build a lot of inclusive processes, and above all, will most certainly help us to continue moving in this direction. That's why we would probably think about working towards the G certification once we're at the critical mass necessary in our HR department.
I'm so happy to hear this. It's a wonderful news. To close this roundtable on a high note, Constantin first and Caroline after, can you give us your keyword, Constantin?
Yeah, well, it's a pretty simple answer. I'd say collaboration, because the future of our performance lies in how well we work and think together.
Thank you. And you, Caroline?
I've got a very short one, sign.
You're right. I asked you to sign the charter online this morning and on the website, but also in a very official manner, just like in the good old days with a pen. I'm very proud of this. And now let's go to sign the charter. Maybe we can look at the process. So you have the website, the slide before. Here you have a very, very simple process, super easy. Just provide some info on your company and join your logo. And I will be very, very happy to welcome you and to work with you for a better world. So thank you again to Marianne, to Thomas to the AI on Us Summit. Bravo to Caroline and Constantin to have signed this charter, and see you soon.
Thank you so much, Christina. Thank you, Caroline. Thank you, Constantin, for being here with us today. And you reminded us that diversity and inclusion can have different forms of expression and means different things, whether we talk about the technological aspect of AI, the way we feed the models with certain types of data, the way we select it, we balance it, and so on, and trying always to ensure that what we produce with AI is an accurate reflection of the world and a fair expression of society more than anything. So thank you very much for being here today. As mentioned before, we will be following over email if some of you were not able to sign right now with the link, and then next we will be releasing a press release listing the name of the organizations that have been signing the charter, the first ethical AI charter worldwide. Let's remind as well to everyone, as Christina said, that more than 70% of people worldwide don't trust AI, so there is a real need, a strategical need to basically create more trust around AI products, and that goes through ensuring it's ethical, it's implemented in an inclusive way. So thank you so much. And I don't know if anyone has any questions, comments that they want to share. Feel free to raise your hands or just open your mic.
Can I say something very quickly?
Absolutely, yes, come on.
I just want to focus on the very clear and very inspiring words of Christina. It is always very interesting to get down on all the talks we heard and all the documents we see and all the newspapers we read and what's so on about AI. But I think if you go back to a philosophy point of view, if you go into a life point of view, it makes maybe a lot more sense to a lot of people. Instead of saying, okay, AI, it's too far for me, I don't understand, forget it. But if you bring it back to a very understanding philosophic point of view, it makes a lot of sense. And I'm very happy to know that Christina is going to a big conference on the Mediterranean about AI. And I really hope that your words will have another echo in different regions and in different states. You have the le don to make it more simple. And that's a really a grande qualité.
Thank you so much, Caroline, for this. And I couldn't agree more. We have one woman impacting real estate that is raising the hands. You can go ahead.
Thank you. I wanted to ask Dr. Christina Lungi, how many people have signed the chart and how is that affecting the government's position to make more actions for women on artificial intelligence?
So we have 150 companies and now 53 companies with AI on us signing the charter. For the moment in France, the government cannot have a lot of discussion today because the context is a context of crisis. But at the European level, at Mediterranean level, as Caroline said, we have a very, very strong discussion with the Quai d'Orsay and the EU because they really want and they really understand that there is something to do and there is a lot of dangers. So I am speaking with institutions and I am working with them to have this kind of conversation and to aware people. The first step is to aware people. And the second one is to act, to have concrete actions. And these concrete actions I have with the university in Milano, in Italy. We are doing an amazing and very disruptive new way of coding. We have to learn to the AI how to be inclusive. And it is not the case today. As I said in my speech, AI is exclusive.
Thank you so much. Did it answer your question?
Yes, that certainly did answer my question. Thank you much, Dr. Christina.
It's a pleasure.
Thank you so much. Yeah, Christina, I really like the last point that you brought because in terms of mathematics, it's exactly what it is, right? The model would not be trained on anything that you don't decide actively to share with the model. So yes, I really like to think that it's an exclusive tool that we have to make inclusive. Plus, there is all of the learning process, training process that really resonates from a symbolic to operational way of approaching it. So yeah, thank you very much for joining us today. Again, we will be following up over email, sharing again the link to the Arborus Charter couldn't sign today. I would like to thank you and again, Christina Lungi, thank you so much for being with us during the AINS Summit. You are the leading voice of this initiative and we are extremely grateful for your trust. And we want to thank absolutely all of the partners that had the chance to engage with us from all over the world, from more than 10 countries, across many different thematic themes, data privacy, ethical AI, future of work, education, cognitive resilience, and more, from Berlin to Poland to New York, to many cities in the world. So thank you so much for being with us and for making this adventure possible.